Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I got something wild for you. I'm taking apart my Nokia Steel watch. Yeah, this little guy, now made by Withings, and I'm filling it with sunflower oil. Why? Well, I've always been obsessed with those Resistance oil-filled watches. The way the oil kills all the internal glare, makes the dial this deep, inky black, and makes the hands look like they're floating right up against the crystal. So I thought, why not DIY it? Let's get into it. I noticed something interesting right away. The watch face on this Nokia Steel, it's installed from the front, not the back. I didn't want to mess with popping the crystal off just yet, so I decided to let the oil seep in from the back instead. I grabbed some sunflower oil from the supermarket. It's the clearest I could find. Here's where the fun begins. First, I poured the sunflower oil into a bowl and submerged the watch in it, letting it soak up the oil from the back, giving it time to seep in and work its way around. The only ingress for this watch is the holes where the three hands go through the movement. After that, I let the watch sit for a full day to settle. Off camera, I warmed the oil in some hot water, just enough to make it thinner, nothing crazy. That helped the air bubbles glide around the dial and escape more easily.
24 hours later.
Now, putting it back together, I had three tiny screws to secure the PCB to the dial, which wasn't too bad, just needed a steady hand I don't have. But popping the case back on, that was a challenge. The oil made everything slippery, and since oil isn't compressible, it made the case back much harder to press in. Took a bit of patience, but I got it sealed up nice and tight. Originally, I wanted it fully filled, no air bubbles, just pure oil, like those high-end Resistance watches. But check this out. After all that, there's still this tiny air bubble hanging out on the watch face. And you know what? I kinda love it. Watch how it moves when I tilt it. See that? It interacts with the hands in this playful way. It's like a little fluid dynamics experiment right on my wrist. I'm obsessed. With the watch back together, it was time to bring it to life. I fired up the Withings app on my phone and connected it to the watch to set the hands to their correct positions and dial in the time. It's pretty cool watching the app talk to the watch. The hands zip around to line up perfectly. Took a minute to get it synced just right, but once it was done, this thing was ready to roll, oil and all. Now, if I ever change my mind and want that fully filled look, I can always pop the crystal later and top it off. But for now, I'm digging this vibe. The dial's got that deep black I was chasing, the hands look like they're hugging the curve of the crystal, and honestly, it's just so cool to look at. Plus, bonus points. Filling it with oil should technically make it even more water resistant. Not that I'm dunking it in a pool anytime soon, but still, neat perk, right? So there you have it, my DIY oil-filled Nokia steel watch. What do you think? Would you try this with one of your watches, or am I just crazy? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next weird project I cook up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.